FYZ4K here. Welcome back. Just checking to see how you guys are keeping, how you guys are doing. I hope all is well with you. Today we are going to be combating something. We're going to be combating this. Alright guys, so it isn't exactly what you guys might have thought it was, but it is going to be something pretty fun to work with, so we can actually remove this for now. Let's get started. Let's have some fun. Let's get to it. Just before we start, I'm going to quickly just show you the version of Final Cut Pro that we're using, so 10.4.7. Now, if you guys are using something older, I would highly recommend that you upgrade to at least this version over here or something newer, just because of the options that are available in the newer versions compared to the older ones. So the first thing what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the clip that I've chosen to work with today. We are going to zoom in a bit to our clip so we can see what we're doing. That's pretty good over there. So the idea today is to cover up the labels of these bottles over here because it's haram, and what you're going to do is follow the bottle up to the hand while it's shaking, and then we're going to add a second blur object on top of the second bottle as it moves over to the lady. And for the heck of it, we're going to add a blur on top of the logo that appears on the right side behind the right chair, right over here. So to do that, what we're going to do is we are going to go into the effects browser, and we're going to go to stylize right at the bottom here. Well, I guess it's about the fourth or fifth from the bottom. Okay, and then we are going to click onto sensor. Alright, we're going to choose the sensor and we're going to drag and drop it onto our clip. As soon as we bring it in, it's pretty large. What we're going to do next is we are going to adjust this. So first thing first, we're going to reduce the size. Okay, so I'm going to do the balls individually because they are going to be moving separately from time to time. So I'm going to bring one in right over here, and what we're going to do is we're going to work on it one by one. So the first thing you'll notice is that right over here on the right side under the sensor box, we have a couple of options. So one is pixelate, there's blur, there's darken, there's rectangle. Okay, so that's a blur right over there. And then you can choose the amount of blur that you want. So kind of gives you a live kind of view. I'm not going to do an extreme blur because you can't even see the bottle. So we'll kind of find something in between, something like that. I think that's pretty decent. So that's like a, let's just say it's about a 9, whatever. So it's close enough to a 9 over there. Okay, you can still reduce this a bit, just to there, so the label is covered. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to put a keyframe. We're going to put a keyframe around the radius, and we'll put a keyframe on center. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to track this. We need to track the blur with the bottle. So you can go frame by frame by just hitting the right key, or you can hit the shift while you are hitting the right key, and that'll go second by second. So it's more of a jump, which also helps. Now over here I'll move it up a little bit. I'll keep on going. There we go, bringing it higher. Let's go back one. That's good. That's a bit of a jump there. Move this up. Alright, move it there. Now this is a complex one because this bottle is moving quite a bit around. If you are doing a real estate video where the sign is not moving as much, things can be less complicated, but I think this is a good example for the tutorial here. let's take a quick preview of this video to see how it looks. I'm really curious to see how well it went when you picked up the bottle. Wow, look at that. Logo totally covered. Fantastic. So the next example is how to add in a second blur into the picture here. And it's pretty simple. So again, we'll take the sensor, drag and drop it onto the clip. We got a big one again. Now I'm going to keep it big so you guys can see what I'm doing here. So you'll notice the second sensor window that's open over here. What we're going to do is we're going to keep it back into a blur. Right? The aspect ratio I wanted to quickly show you because you guys couldn't see that when it was really small. But that's the aspect ratio there. So we'll just kind of keep it back to a circle. The amount we're going to reduce a bit. But again, I'm going to adjust that as I get smaller in so we know what we're dealing with. So I'm going to put that over the bottle on the left, right over here. Reduce it just about there. And we're going to kill the amount to where we can kind of see the bottle still. We're going to add a keyframe around the radius and the center. So again, I'm going to hold the shift and the arrow key. And move this up, shift and arrow. Okay, this bottle will be a lot easier to deal with because it's not currently moving around much. Now she's going to grab the bottle, and instead of holding the shift and arrow, I'm just going to hit the arrow so I can move it per second, per frame. Now if we want it to go bigger, which I think we should, okay, there we go. Move this up. So that's done with that. Let's take a preview to see how that worked out now. Not bad. Okay, really good. Last part now is to kill that logo. And the way to do that is to split this clip that we have here. So just before the logo appears, we're going to take our blade tool and cut it. Okay. Now you'll notice that that doesn't affect the blur that we have on the bottle. It'll still continue on to the broken clip right over here. Now what we will do is we will add in a sensor right above this clip here. What we're going to do again is we are going to go into the sensor area. We are going to change the pixel to, again, a blur. We need an oval actually for this logo, so it's going to be wider. And we're going to change the amount to, well, we'll figure it out. So as soon as I bring it down over here, we'll change the size just like so. And this is a little too heavy and too dark, so I'm going to reduce the amount right to there so that looks a bit better. And that looks good. Now the good thing about this is we don't have to worry about it moving around or anything. What we'll do now is we will take a look at the final full clip and see how it looks. Wonderful. Alright, and that's how you successfully cover up unwanted objects in your video. I hope you guys found this quite educational and informative. Hope you learned something today from this. So I just wanted to quickly tell you guys that, again, this is fantastic for doing a bunch of projects like real estate videos where you have to cover up the for sale signs that are outside a property, license plates of vehicles, to people's faces that don't wish to be in your videos, to products that aren't sponsored in, let's say, a commercial that you're shooting or something like that. I mean, it's endless possibilities of things that you can cover up. I just touched on, I guess, let's just say the surface of Final Cut Pro. There's a lot of things you could do. If you guys haven't checked out my previous tutorial on the green screen, I have that, as well as like the basics on how to work Final Cut Pro. That's pretty much that. So have fun. If you guys haven't tried this in the past, try it out and leave a comment below. Let me know how your experience was working with this effect. I'll leave you guys at that. So take care of yourselves, and we'll see you guys on the next one.